Hello, Pokemon trainers. Welcome to the King's Courts. Okay, so here we have me in another what? Oh man, this is actually part 20 of the Path to Power series. Really quick, if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for clicking on this video. We really appreciate it. And if you're a returning viewer, hi, how you doing? Okay, this is like I said, part 20 to the Path to Power series. This is a series I like to do here on the channel, basically where I try to climb the online Pokemon VGC ladder, and I record some matches, come back with like the best ones. Overall, try to like go over each one of my games in a commentary, play-by-play sort of style. In this way, I can not only give feedback on my thought process, but also to improve my own skills. So if you have any recommendations for any teams, let me know in the comments. I really want to try out this cool team I saw using Groudon because a friend of mine, well, channel member Miguel actually really likes Gen 3. So does channel member Michael. Actually, all the members of the channels, their favorite Gen is 3. Mine's definitely 4. But anyways, let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions for any teams. So, right here, I start off with Ogerpon and my Incineroar. My opponent started off with Dragonite and Chimpao. Now, here's the thing. I'm really enjoying using Ogerpon lately, but like I said, I think I might switch up the team next week. So I'm gonna go for the hit right there. It's gonna take care of the Dragonite, and I actually terrestrialized my Incineroar because I really, really wanted to avoid getting hit by like Stomping Tantrum. I was so worried about the Chimpao using Sucker Punch. So that was, something going through my head. I was thinking, I don't want to take that chance, but at the same time, I was like, it's better than getting hit by Dragonite and them at the same time. So I'm just going to basically, I'm thinking right now what to do because I could go into my Urshifu, or I could just stay here, and which I do switch out, and I'm gonna spiky shield Ogerpon. That way, I don't have to worry about like any ice spinners or stuff like that. Because I was thinking, all right, if the Whimsicott is just gonna like tailwind, it's gonna tailwind. So I'm like, because they usually run like Focus Sash or something. So I'm thinking, okay, even if they use it, it's it's not really a point to try to stop it because it'll survive the hits. So I'm just gonna try to like save my Pokemon and try to save Incineroar too for later to basically lower down my opponent's Pokemon physical attack. So I'm gonna go with Follow Me. This is one of the things I really like about Ogerpon, the fact that it can hit hard and Follow Me is just a really good way to like right here. I used Follow Me that way because my opponent used Sucker Punch, but this way I could avoid that, and now I could just. But it looked now that I think about it, they were probably trying to use Sucker Punch my Ogerpon. But either way, it worked out because I managed to use Close Combat and the Champ Power knocked that thing out. So my opponent's going to go into Zacian. I haven't really been seeing Zacian a lot lately. These days, I swear, it's mostly Zamazenta because that thing is just so bulky. So I'm going to send back out my Incineroar, and luckily this will lower the Zacian's physical attack. Even though Zacian like isn't as ridiculously stupid overpowered like it was in Sword and Shield, it's still a really hard hitting Pokemon. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, what can I do next? So I'm just going to withdraw my Urshifu, and I'm going to send out Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt's really good, but I think I want to try like something like Miraidon instead, because like there are times where it's really good, but at the same time I want to get like that the electric terrain set up. So my opponent's gonna go and use their Whimsic. It's kind of weird. They didn't set up Tailwind, which I'm a little surprised by. I'm too used to Whimsicott's usually just wanting to set that thing up like as fast as possible. So my opponent's gonna go for the Blade, and it's not gonna knock out my Incineroar. Good for me. So I'm gonna use. So the Moonblast is going to hit the Protect, which is good for me, and the Flare Blitz is gonna finish off the Zacian. All right. And unfortunately, though, Incineroar is going to die from recoil. Dang. But hey, what can you do, right? So now I'm left with my Raging Bolt and my Urshifu. But this is a weird, weird position. Man. I decided to go U-turn because I honestly thought it would do more than... Like, I thought it would do at least minimum half. And they managed to knock out my Raging Bolt, so I was thinking to myself, okay, if I can at least hit one more time first and survive one Moonblast, I can get this. I'm not going to lie, though, this is basically when I was thinking to myself, Man, I probably should have saved the terrestrialization. Yeah, because my Urshifu is terrestrialized steel. It would have definitely been able to survive a hit from the Moonblast, but hey, what can you do? So GG, good on my opponent. Also, really quick, if you are a new viewer, I try to go for a best 3 out of 5. If I win 3 games, awesome. But if I lose 3 games, better luck next time. So this is gonna be game 2. So far, I lost one, and let's see if I can make the comeback. So my opponent's gonna go out with their Fluttermane and their uh, man, I always forget its name. The Paradox Delibird. So I'm also gonna start with my Incineroar and Ogerpon again because I really like the whole being able to like fake out and have Ogerpon hit my opponent or use Follow Me to like use Parting Shot or Knock Off with my Incineroar. I don't know. I'm really liking the setup with these two. So let's see. Use fake out. Oh, also, if you are a returning viewer, if you're noticing the gameplay is a little faster, I decided to try something out. I decided to try speeding up the gameplay a little bit because last week, I swear, there was like a ton of times where my opponent was like, figuring out their move, but it was like taking forever. So I decided to try speeding it up this week. So if you like it this way more, let me know. But if you prefer the older way, I'll probably just go back to that next week. But I just want to try experimenting with this first. So that's why it seems like the gameplay is like super quick compared to usual. So let's see. The Fluttermane. My opponent now has their Ogerpon. So I'm in an interesting position right here. Let's see. Ah, man, Fluttermane. I've been seeing Fluttermane a lot again. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to terrestrialize my Incineroar again. Incineroar usually is the go-to, the one I usually terrestrialize lately, just because having Ghost in it is so good. Either that or, like I said, my Urshifu, because times like the last game where terrestrializing the Steel does help out a lot. So my Ogerpon is going to hit and knock out the Fluttermane. Alright, cool. And the Flare Blitz is going to hit the Ogerpon. Although, unfortunately, but because of the rock mask, it managed to survive. And they're going to go with Koraidon. Oh, man. I got a friend from locals who watches the channel. He's a big Koraidon fan. He's probably excited seeing it on screen. So, I'm thinking to myself, what could I do? Because I don't have a fairy on this team. That's another reason why I need to change up this team. Because I need a fairy Pokemon. Like Fluttermane or something. So I'm thinking, or maybe I might even try Zacian. I do like it, although I think I like Zamazenta a little more because I played Shield. Anyone else who played Shield, let me know because I swear everyone I knew played Sword. So I'm gonna use Follow Me, and it's gonna go for the Breaking Swipe. Luckily, though, my Incineroar did survive that. My Ogerpon is gonna be knocked out though, but the Citrus Berry is gonna go off, which is good for me. Plus, the sun is out, which means Flare Blitz, even though it's not stab anymore, will still do some damage also thanks to the sun and from its base power. So, even though the sun's out and it will weaken water moves, I mostly just want to hit like with close combat to do crazy damage with my Urshifu. So, I'm thinking I could just like Flare Blitz again because, again, even though it's not stab, thanks to the sun, it should knock out the Ogerpon. And I'm thinking I'm just gonna go close combat on the Koraidon because Urshifu should be able to live at least one attack from it, thanks to Incineroar's Intimidate. So I'm gonna they're gonna terrestrialize. I already did, dang. And they're gonna go for fighting. Interesting. So I'm gonna go for the close combat. It doesn't knock out, but it does bring it down to within the killing range. So they're going to go for the Breaking Swipe again, which is going to lower both my opponents, my Pokemon's attack, and they're going to go for the Horn Leech with Ogerpon to finish off Urshifu. Dang. But the Flare Blitz is going to come up, and it doesn't knock out, sadly. And Incineroar is hurt by Recoil. So this is an interesting position right here, and I kind of feel... at the same time, I'm like, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, I almost feel like bad from the how what I did right here. All my opponent's Pokemon don't resist electric, so I'm literally just gonna use Thunderclap and to get priority and knock out my opponent's Pokemon because none of them resist electric. Raging Bolt's got crazy power and it hits for stab, so it'll basically knock out every time. They are going to finish off my Incineroar, which I expected that. So I'm gonna go for the Thunder. I was thinking I could just go for Draco Meteor, but I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty worried that what if it missed? Because I swear I miss a lot with Draco Meteor. I don't know what it is. It's only 90. It's 90% accuracy, but I swear that 10% does come up where I've missed. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep going with Thunderclap and just try to knock it out that way, basically. It won't work here because my opponent. It's like Sucker Punch. They got to be using a attacking move. But thanks to the Sun Gun, the boost will go up, and now Special Attack goes up, which means my Raging Bolt will definitely be knocking out my opponent's Ogerpon right here. So I'm just gonna go over it again. Yeah, take over right there. Man, it got the job done, but I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. So that's game two. So far it's one win, one loss. All right, cool. So, on to game three. Let's see. So, my opponent's going to send out Rotom and Garchomp. Okay. Haven't seen this setup in a while. So, I'm going to go with Incineroar and Calyrex. Dude, I think Calyrex might be my favorite ghost Pokemon right now in Regulation G. Ghost Pokemon are my favorite type. Like, my favorite Pokemon are Giratina and Mimikyu. I just love um, Astro Ghost Rider, Ghost Rider, Calyrex Astral form or Ghost Rider form. I forgot what it's called, but I really like this version, and I've been really just loving using Astral Barrage to because it hits so hard, and the fact that Calyrex special attack will go up if it knocks out a Pokemon, kind of like just like Moxie, is just man icing on the cake. So, but unfortunately, it's not going to knock out here. So my opponent's Rotom is going to hit Calyrex with the Thunderbolt, and they have leftovers on their Garchomp. Interesting. All right, so I'm thinking to myself, okay, I could just switch out my Incineroar because I was thinking if any other or switch out Calyrex, mainly because I wanted to use Calyrex again in case something happens because Ghost hit resist fighting and all that. I want to do it because I think I saw they had like a Koraidon as well in their team. So I wanted to, in case they try to hit any of my Pokemon fighting moves. I still have, the Terrestrialization and Incineroar, but I didn't want to, in case something happened, basically. So Knockoff is going to finish off the Garchomp, but the Rough Skin is going to hurt it a little bit. So I have Incineroar, Rillaboom, and I'm not going to lie, Rillaboom is going to take care of that Rotom right here with Grassy Glide. And I'm just going to go for the knockoff on the Volcarona. Just do because they usually run like Choice Specs or something so they can spam Heat Wave. At least the ones I've seen lately. Or they go for like the super bulky build. So yeah, Heat Wave, but the Citrus Berry is going to kick in, giving my Incineroar some more HP. So I'm just going to go for the knockoff, and it's wearing the heavy duty boots. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I probably like in case there's like a Pelipper or something. That way they can avoid their fire being weakened from the rain. So they're gonna send out Breloom. Oh boy, I have a bit of a history with Breloom because there have been times where I swear I wasn't expecting to just go for spore. Like sometimes I swear they have like Choice Scarf and like, just spam Spore. It's annoying. So I was like, you know what? I am not doing that again because that happened here on the channel before a couple videos back. So I'm just like, I want to get rid of that Breloom now. But they're gonna go for the Drain Punch on Incineroar. Interesting. I wonder if because they forgot it was Terrestrialized or something. So I'm gonna use U-turn and I'm gonna return back my Rillaboom to go into Urshifu. And I'm gonna go for the Flare Blitz just to finish off Breloom. Thank goodness I did not want to deal with Spore. So let's see. I have Incineroar and Urshifu, and the Volcarona is close to being knocked out. So I'm just thinking, you know what? Even if they like terrestrialize or something, okay, yeah, like, I was right. If I terrestrialize, it'll still do at least basic damage, or at least in this case, it'll do a little chip damage. And knockoff almost knocked out the Volcarona the first time, so it should definitely knock it out this time. Flame Body makes sense. I'm gonna go for the Heat Wave. Incineroar lived that, damn. And Knockoff is gonna take care of the Volcarona. Alright, cool. So far that's one win, two losses. Alright, let's see if I can win in the third game. And we're on to game three. Alright, cool. Oh no, game four. Damn, what did I say game three for? So my opponent's gonna start out with Fluttermane and Umbreon. Man, has anyone seen the prices for that new Umbreon? By the way, in the newest set, I that thing is crazy. It looks cool. Don't get me wrong, but the price on that thing is insane. So I'm just gonna go for the fake out because Fluttermane is Ghost, so I didn't want to waste the fake out. So I was gonna hit the Umbreon, but I think it's running that cloak or something because it didn't do anything. So, but Ogerpon got close to knocking out the Fluttermane, but unfortunately that freaking Focus Sash. I remember this game. Oh man, I'm gonna get annoyed later, but we'll wait till we get there. So I'm thinking I could just knock off to get rid of whatever item it has. And I could just go for Flare Blitz to try to do as much damage as possible and just finish off the Fluttermane. Because I have a feeling it's just going to spam like either Moonblast or it's going to like try to use like Icy Wind or something to lower my speed. So the Fluttermane is going to be taken care of. And they're going to go for Foul Play, which is going to take care of my Ogerpon, sadly. But now Flare Blitz will just come in for a clean hit. At least that's what I thought, but I forgot how bulky this thing could be. So, okay, but recoil will kick in, but the citrus berry will also kick in. Good for me. And they got burned too. So, physical attacks won't be as much of an issue. So I'm just gonna go. They're gonna go with Koraidon. Oh man, Koraidon. Sorry, I've been seeing a lot more of them again. So the Sunlight's gonna be bad. So water moves are gonna be weakened. Alright, so I'm thinking I could just Terastallize now in case they try to hit me with like a ghost, like a fighting move or something, because Koraidon is fighting dragon, so I'll just do it now to avoid any, issues with that later on down the line. So I'm gonna Terastallize again. Let's see. I'm gonna U-turn on the Umbreon. It doesn't knock out. Man, this thing is bulky, man. So I'm just gonna switch it. I'm gonna go into Calyrex, and all right, Calyrex is sent out. A Nerve, and they're gonna go for the Scale Shot on my Incineroar. I wasn't thinking until this happened, but I was like, this thing's probably got loaded dice. So, and the defense is gonna go down, but the speed will go up. This is what screws me up right here. They yawned on my Calyrex. Now, as it was happening, I was thinking, okay, cool, I'll just switch out. But I got greedy right here. I should have switched out my Calyrex as soon as the yawn hit, because we all know after this turn, if I don't switch out, my Calyrex is gonna fall asleep. But I got greedy because I was thinking I'm just gonna hit Psyche to knock out the Koraidon. But yeah, I really should have saw this one coming. It's obvious now, but in the moment I was thinking, all right, cool, free hit basically, because yeah, its physical attack won't be able to knock out my Calyrex, and its Ghost, so its best move is off the table. But I should have expected to protect, because now the yawn is gonna kick in, and now my Calyrex is asleep, so I'm basically down a Pokemon already. And they still got one more in reserve, so yeah, I really messed up right there. My bad. I I'm just gonna keep hitting like moves in the hope that they'll freaking wake up, but no spoilers. So they're gonna go for the skills again. Speed will go up. Yeah, unfortunately, Foul Play will knock out my Incineroar. Yeah. And the sun is still out. They got hurt by the burn at least. And I'm gonna go into Urshifu. Now this isn't a terrible position. At least it wouldn't be if my Calyrex didn't fall asleep. Dang. So I'm just gonna like I said, keep hitting moves in the hope that they'll wake up. Urshifu did live this one, which is good for me. And close combat's gonna go off. Take care of the Umbreon. Defense will go down, but that's okay. But unfortunately, Calyrex is still asleep. Damn. And my opponent's last Pokemon is Entei. Dang. So I'm gonna go for the close combat again, and like I said, I'm just gonna keep hitting Astral Barrage. I know it's not gonna do anything, but I just keep hoping maybe Calyrex will wake up. So they're also going to terrestrialize into